Broiler business is one of the best businesses that you can actually step in and make good money. In this video, I'm going to share with you great tips that will help you grow your broilers and maximize your profit. Stick to the end of this video and you will never regret it. But before we start, I want you to help me and do this. Just help me and do this thing now. If you might have roofed the place, all you need to do is protect the place and then spread your wood sheaves, or you can use newspapers. Before the birds arrive, I want you to make sure that you heat the brooding room for at least 2 hours before arrival of the bird. 2 to 4 hours is very good because you need to heat it and make it hot so that any insect or any parasite in that place should die before the arrival of your birds. That way you are sure that nothing is there to destroy the birds. Also, the birds will be warm when they arrive. Step 2, when your birds arrive, the next thing that you should do is to provide them clean water. As you introduce them into the brooding room, give them clean, cool water for them to freshen up. So when you arrive, let their food be ready, let the water be ready. So as they eat, they also drink and get familiar with where they will go to feed and where their water is. That way it will really help you also. Now, for you to know that the place is too hot or cold or is okay, when you introduce your bird, observe if they gather one place, then that place is so cold, then the heat in your brooding room is not enough. But if they scatter, then it shows that the heat is okay. Now, if they scatter, they spread everywhere and their feathers, their wings are raised, it shows that there is a lot of heat. And so you should either reduce the heat a little bit and let them feel comfortable. The next step we're going to look is feeding. From the day 1 to at least day 14, you should be feeding them with starter. Now, you don't just go to the market and buy any feed. For me, I recommend that you should use top feed. I have tested it and it's trustworthy for you to have good result. I don't know the area where you are, whether there is top feed, but if there's no top feed, you can ask those that are already in the business. That way you will not make a mistake in buying the wrong feeds, because wrong feeds can affect the growth of your birds and even kill them. After 3 weeks, you need to mix starter and finisher and introduce. Now, they should eat that for 3 days. After 3 days, withdraw the starter and let the finisher continue. You give them the finisher for at least another 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, if you want your birds to also have a little height as they increase in size, then you should also introduce grower for 5 days. 5 days only is enough because you don't want your bird to lose weight. So introduce grower for 5 days by mixing grower and finisher. Let it be 50-50. That way it will help and at least balance their weight. From the 5th week to the day you will sell, you need to be giving them finisher. And I want to share this secret with you. While you give them finisher, I want you to visit any slaughter nearby and buy blood. Make sure you boil that blood very well and mix it with salt. While you are boiling, put some salt and let it be well boiled. At least the moisture should not be much. And then take a little and always mix with the finisher and give your bird. I tell you, you will testify and share with others. So as you feed your bird from the 5th week, mix the feeds with blood meal. From the 4th week, start to give your birds bone meal. Bone meal will help your birds to be strong. The bones will be strong, the muscles will be strong. That way you will not have cripples among your birds, because as you feed them constantly, if you're really giving them food day and night, there is tendency that some will be crippled due to overweight. And so for you to avoid that, for you to overcome that, you need to add bone meal to their feed. Let's look at medication. Between day 2 and day 5, make sure that their water is not ordinary. You should give them antibiotics. via that water that they drink. That way, you are sure that they are not infected. Between day 10 and 14, make sure you give them gomboro, 1 dose. And before you give them, make sure that there is no water. In other words, they should be thirsty. So withdraw your water for not less than 2 hours. That way they will be thirsty, and when you give the gomboro, they will drink all and it will be effective. Now, after giving them the gomboro, once they finish drinking, watch your time. Between that time and the next 4 hours, introduce multivitamin. If you want the template, just comment below and I will send it straight to your mailbox, because I'm going to add my email address at the description. So make sure you comment and I will send you the full template. Let's look at the next tip, which is marketing. Maybe you see others just selling it by the roadside or people coming to buy. But the fastest way to do is not just to stick to that one way. This is how I used to sell my birds. Now, once you introduce your birds, start selling them by asking people, those that will buy the birds during the festive period. Meet neighbors, meet friends, make some calls. Once it got to the time that you are ready to sell, I assure you 90% of those people that book will certainly buy. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. And in my next video, I'm going to upload other 7 great businesses that you can step in during Xmas period and make money.